Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, So It Flows. My name is Alexandra Rose, and today we're going to be doing a 30-minute flow focused all around the hips. So hip mobility is really important because it is the center of all movement within the body. The hips control the legs, which control the flexion, which means, bringing two bones close to each other as the knee comes up towards the belly. And it's at the base of all the movement of the upper body as well. Rotation, even opening up the side body. It all comes from the hips. So this is a really important area. So when we experience tight hips, we likely are tight in other areas of the body as well, as they're trying to compensate for the movement in the body. Because everything we really do, walking, sitting, running, biking, jumping, all really happens in the hips. So let's go ahead and get started. If you haven't already, go ahead and find a space in your home, lay out a mat. If you'd like, you can bring in some pillows or some bolsters just to help prop up the body, and I'll show you some ways we can do that. And I'm going to teach this flow without any music. I will post a playlist if you'd like to follow along in a playlist, or go ahead and put some music on that speaks to you, that helps to get you moving. So I just have, this is actually from my couch, but you can start by bringing a pillow or a bolster, and this is totally unneeded. This is, going to help in opening the heart. I just think it feels really good for these first few moments. But we're going to find something called Supta Baddha Konasana. And this is a reverse butterfly. So you can bring the soles of the feet together like a butterfly. You can even, feel when we flap our wings, we're really opening up the hips. If they're really tight, you might feel like you are hinging in this space. So you can always prop the bolster or some pillows underneath the knees and then bring the back down to the spine down to the mat. Or again, if you'd like a little heart opening for this first portion, you can draw the heart down on that pillow and open up here. You can also bring the hands down to the hips or the belly, wherever feels good. Or you can even lay them out by your sides. So we're going to take several breaths here, just allowing the hip flexors to open, maybe noticing how they feel. Just taking a few moments to really make this practice about yourself, letting your day go, putting aside anything left that needs to be done for the day, what's for dinner, anything you have on the agenda. I'd like you just to set that aside and see if you can dedicate the next half hour solely to yourself, giving your hips some love. We'll take 3 more deep breaths here. See if you can allow the inhale to expand into the hips. So see if you can draw the big Buddha bellies here. Really expand the belly and open up those hips. On the exhale, I want you to think about the exhale dissolving the hips down a little deeper. 2 more breaths just like that. And we'll take 1 more deep breath. Sweeping the hands overhead, just open up the rib cage here. On the exhale, we'll bring the hands down, assisting the knees in towards each other. So if you have that bolster, go ahead and set it over to one side. And we'll bring the back down to the mat. We're going to draw the right knee into the chest, maybe even feeling that flexion as that femur bone moves towards the chest. And we'll just hug that knee in here.
Maybe taking some circles with your ankle, or maybe even drawing the knee left and right, starting just to get some movement, some fluid into this right hip flexor. We can even start to take some circles with the knee, maybe reversing. You might even be able to feel that ball as it moves around in the socket. Take another breath here. And from here, we'll draw that left knee behind the right. Bringing both knees into the chest. Take a breath here. And then maybe we can start to move the knees over to the right side. Feeling that left glute or piriformis muscles start to open. And then we'll unravel the knees, bringing that right knee out to the side as the left knee starts to draw out to the left side. Start to open up the hips here. Take some deep breaths into the hips. And we'll bring the knees back down, coming to the other side. Bring the left knee into the chest. Maybe rock left and right, just taking some time here in the hips, taking some big circles. Just take your time with this. And we'll send that right knee behind the left, hug both knees into the chest. And we'll slowly start to send the knees over to the left side, opening up that right glute muscle, that right piriformis. Be easy with yourself. We're early on in our practice here. And we'll unravel the knees. Sending that left knee back into the chest and out to the side, and let that right knee drop out to the side. From here, we'll come to seated.
So we'll take some circles with the hips and just pay attention here to what ankle is in front. I'm just going to turn towards you guys so you can see here. We want to take some circles here, getting some fluid into those hips. My hips are really tight, but that's why we practice. And we'll draw the hip circles over towards the other way. We'll find a neutral spine here. So pull that lower belly in, relax the shoulders down the back, draw the chin in towards the chest and slightly down towards the ground, opening up the back of the neck, relax those shoulders down the back. We're going to take a twist here. So see if you can keep those hips stable and square to the top of the mat. Bring the left hand over to the right knee and the right hand behind the hip. Behind that low back. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to look over that right shoulder. Just take a twist here, bringing out anything that holds tension in your spine. Take a few breaths here. And we'll hold on to that right knee with the left hand, and that right hand will come overhead. Get a nice side body stretch. You can wring out the neck here. We're going to send that right hand down, crossing, holding on to the thighs here. Inhale, lengthen the heart. On the exhale, draw the chin all the way down around the spine. Open up the shoulder blades. I like to sway here slightly. On the inhale, we're going to open up the hands here. And we're going to send the hands right by your hips, fingertips facing towards the hips. Lean back on your hands here. Open up the heart and squeeze the shoulder blades together. You can stay here, or if you feel good in the hips, start to open up those hips, coming to the shins. I'll show you what this looks like from a side angle. Inhale, lifting up here. You can look up towards the ceiling. This is also externally rotating the shoulders. On the exhale, we'll send the hips down. Maybe you stretch the fingers here and fold forward over the legs, opening up the low back, the space in the spine. And when you're ready, we'll inhale, walk up. So switch ankles here. So if that right ankle was in front, now we're on the left. So now we're getting a little deeper into the opposite ankle. And you might find that you might have a natural dominant front foot. So this side might feel a little more deep. So we'll take that twist, inhale, lengthen. Right hand comes to the left knee. Left hand comes behind the low back. On your inhale, lengthen the spine here. On your exhale, look over that left shoulder. Maybe you drop the shoulder down the back. Release anything that you hold in the spine. And we'll hold on to that left knee. That left hand will come overhead. Ooh, open up the rib cage here. Maybe roll out the neck. Starting to warm up the body. And we'll bring the hand down towards the thigh. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, open up the shoulder blades. And when you're ready, inhale, open up. Open up the arms. Hands are going to press right by those hips, same that we did. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. You have the option here to puff up the chest here. If you want to take this a little deeper, come into those shins, open up the hips. On the exhale, we'll send the hips back down and fold over the legs, rounding the spine here. We'll stay here one more deep round of breath. And when you're ready, press the hands into the mat. We're going to lift into a tabletop position. So you can take a few moments here, maybe shake out the hips, take some movement. You can take some rolls in the hips here. Maybe you close the eyes and you just get a little intuitive with the body, acknowledging what your hips need without being told what you need. And when you're ready, we'll find a neutral table here. Untuck the toes, relax the shoulder blades down the back. We're going to drop the belly and lift the heart. Stay here a few rounds of breath so we can really feel what's happening here. When we drop the pelvic floor, we move those ribs away from the pelvic floor. See if you can spread the sits bones back behind you, squeeze the shoulder blades together. On the exhale, draw that belly in. You'll find how the hip flexors start to shorten back here as the ribs come towards the pelvic floor. See if you can drop the head. This is opening up the back of the body and shortening the front of the body. We'll take this 2 more times on your own. Inhale as you drop the belly, reach those hips back, lift the head up towards the sky. Exhale as you pull the belly button in, round the spine, drop the head. 1 more time, inhale. Exhale and bring it in. And we'll come into a neutral spine. We're going to rock that right foot back behind us. Maybe you open up the calf muscle, press the ball mounds of the feet into the mat. And we'll inhale, lift that right leg up towards the sky. From here, we'll draw the heel up towards the ceiling. Maybe you take some baby pulses here. See if you can work on keeping those hips square. Maybe we'll point the toe and start to reach the toe up towards the head. Look up towards the sky. This is a little baby back bend here, opening up that right psoas muscle. On the exhale, we're going to bring that right knee in towards the chest and around the spine, back into that cat position. 2 more times just like that. Point the toe up towards the sky. Maybe you reach the head towards the toe. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest. Round. Last time here, inhale as you open up. Stay right here. Next, we're going to bring that right knee, rotate it over to tap that right tricep. And inhale, open back up to that position. Right knee comes around, tapping that tricep. Inhale as we reach back up. Last time, we'll bring that right knee all the way to tap the tricep. And then we'll draw that right knee over to the left elbow. Come back around. And bring that right knee back all the way in. Tap the left elbow, and we'll rock that right foot in between the hands. So you have the option to stay here. Again, if you have that bolster, need a little more space, you can bring the hands to the bolster or some blocks. Or if you'd like, you can bring the hands to the knee, lifting up here for a low lunge. So the hips are square to the top of the mat, and that right knee is over the ankle. So this is our first time here. Maybe you can just take a few moments to let that left psoas muscle start to open up, sink into those hips. You're going to feel a difference between the right and the left. So the right hip, we're shortening that flexion here, getting into that hip flexor by drawing everything together. On the left side, we're opening that psoas muscle. We're opening up the iliacus. I don't ever know if I say that right, but iliacus. We're opening everything on this side. You'll feel that the more we hinge open, the more we're just letting the muscles kind of hang within themselves. So you'll find that when you draw the ribs together and rotate that left hip up towards the spine, you're going to feel a lot more depth in that left psoas muscle and a little less hinging in that right hip. So take a few moments here. Maybe play around with that, rolling those hips forward, sinking into the hips, being mindful here. This is our first time here, so just take a few breaths. Maybe you hold on to the hips here and you start to open up the heart. On the exhale, we're going to bring the hands down, frame the right foot, untuck the left toes, and extend that left knee back. So now we're opening this a little deeper. We're in a low lunge. Right hand is going to reach up towards the sky for a twist. See if you can slide that right hip back. We're moving slowly these first few breaths. And we'll frame that right foot. Left knee will come down, sending the hips back, flexing that right foot for a modified split. So again, if our hips are tight, likely our hamstrings are tight. So we're going to take a few moments here to settle the hips back and open up the right hamstrings. Maybe you walk the hands a little closer, send the hips back as the heart melts down towards the toes. Be mindful here. Be easy on yourself. Let your body take time. On the inhale, we'll rock that knee back over the ankle, back into that low lunge, and inhale as we open up the heart. We're going to do this with our breath. Exhale as we move the hips back, let the heart sink. Inhale as we rotate and move forward. One more time on our own, bring the hips back. Inhale forward. And we'll plant the hands. Draw that right foot all the way back, taking a child's pose here. So knees come wide, sink the hips down, let the heart settle. We'll take a few breaths here. Exhale, let it go. And when you're ready, on your next inhale, we'll roll up to a tabletop position, bringing the knees back underneath the hips, taking a few moments here to maybe rock the hips left to right, rock the hips in a circle, fix your necklaces. And you have the option to come into some cat and cows, once again, dropping the belly, lifting the heart, or exhale, drawing the belly in, pressing the mat away. You can take a few moments here, taking this flexion and extension, or you can start to maybe even roll the spine in a circle. I like to call these barrel rolls, imagining the ribs are scraping along the inside of a barrel. Maybe reversing. Once again, getting some fluid into the hips. We'll come come back into a neutral spine. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Left foot presses all the way back behind us. Open up that calf muscle. When you're ready, we'll lift from behind the glutes and bring that heel up towards the sky. Maybe take some baby pulses here. Feeling that engagement right underneath that left glute muscle. On the exhale, we're going to draw the knee into the chest and around the spine. Point the toe here, and then we're going to inhale, lift that left toe up towards the sky. Maybe draw the head back, taking a little baby back bend here. On the exhale, bring the knee in, round. On the inhale, open up the heart. Last time, exhale, bring the knee in towards the chest. And inhale as you rock it all the way up. From here, we're going to rotate into that socket, left knee taps the tricep. Inhale as you rock it all the way back. Maybe the head comes towards the toe. And we'll draw the knee all the way back in. Inhale, open up. Left knee rotates, tap that tricep. Inhale as you come back up. You can take it through the cat and cows, or just draw that left knee, tap. Inhale, press. This time that left knee comes all the way over to the right elbow. Inhale, back up. And knee comes down. Left foot plants. Send this hips down. Inhale, lift. Again, you can take the bolster or bring the hands overhead. Play around with this here. So sink into those hips and then draw everything together. Maybe we'll bring the hands to the hips and just sink into them. Starting to open up that right psoas muscle. The one that hooks around that right hip. Getting a little deeper into that left hip flexor. So draw that left hip back. We're going to frame that left foot. And open up the hamstrings here. So send the hips back. Flex that left foot. Starting to just let the heart sink down towards the toes. Take a few breaths here. Maybe you walk the hands a little closer, send those hips back a little deeper. You have the option here. You can stay, or if you'd like, inhale as you open up those hips. Exhale as you draw them back. 2 more times just like that. Inhale, open. Exhale, sink them all the way back. One more time. Inhale, open up here. Exhale, sink them back. And we'll find our way back into that low lunge. Plant the hands, tuck the back toes, and extend that right knee off of the mat. Right hand will plant, left hand will reach up towards the sky, taking that twist. See if you can draw that left hip all the way back. On the exhale, frame that left foot, right knee drops, come back to child's pose. 3 breaths right here. And when you're ready, inhale, lifting. Tuck the toes this time. Send the hips back for downward facing dog. You can pedal out the feet here. Let the head hang heavy. Let the spine open up here. When you're ready, right leg will lift, 3-legged dog, and we'll open up that hip so you can draw the heel towards the glute. Roll out the ankle. We're going to bring that right knee to the tricep. Tap right here. Inhale, press back up, open. Right knee is going to come to the tricep and then all the way over to the left elbow. Inhale as you come back and open up. Last time, right knee comes all the way to the tricep, to the elbow, to center, plants in between the hands. Inhale, lengthen, lift. We're in a high lunge here. So we really want to power through that back heel. Knee comes over the ankle. Pull those ribs together. Really activate these muscles here in the hips. We're going to stabilize the hips towards the front of the mat, and we're going to take a twist over to the right side. Hands are going to open up to a T. See if you can slide that right hip back while keeping that knee over that ankle. On the inhale, slowly cartwheel open a warrior two. So we're going to dial the left heel down. Hips are going to start to externally rotate towards the long side of the mat. Reach the hands out. So that right knee has not changed. This right leg has stayed the same. That knee's still over the ankle. We have this right hip flexor externally rotating and this left one as well, opening the hips forward. Take a few moments here. On the inhale, we're going to lengthen that right knee, bring the hands up, and externally rotate that left foot. So now both toes are out towards the side. We're going to drop into that left knee. Deep breath here, bending all the way down to a skandasana, so flex that right foot. You have the option to bring the hands down to the mat. You can bring the bolster underneath that hip. A lot of times when we're tight here, that left heel might lift, and that's okay. Just take a few moments here. If you'd like, maybe bring the hands to heart center. We want to open up that abductor, that inner thigh muscle, and really think about externally rotating this thigh. So if your toes are coming in, you might even think about externally rotating the toes out. If you'd like to take this a little deeper, left hand comes down to the mat, right hand reaches up overhead, get a side body stretch. We'll bring both hands down to the mat, send the hips up, coming over to the other side. Sitting in that skandasana on the right side. Opening up that left hip, take some time to just let everything open up here. Going with the external rotation. So become heavy in that left pinky. Hands can maybe come to heart here. We're going to frame the right foot, come into that low lunge twist. So left hand plants, we're off of that left heel, right hand reaches up into a twist. From here, we're going to work into a wild thing. Left heel dials down, and we're going to open up the hips here, getting into that right piriformis muscle. And we're going to send that right foot all the way behind that knee, reach the hands towards the top of the mat, wild thing. On the exhale, come back to a plank position. You have the option here to press the hips back to down dog, or to roll them forward to plank. Option to take it all the way down to our bellies. And take a baby cobra here. Maybe we'll hold here a few breaths. Opening up those hips. Exhale, send it all the way back, downward facing dog. We'll find the other side, about the same timing here. Left leg lifts. Open up that hip. Roll out the ankle. On the exhale, that left knee comes all the way through. Tap that tricep and send that left foot in between. Root down, inhale, reach up, high lunge. Exhale to relax. Deep breaths right here. Again, roll those ribs together, open up that psoas muscle. On the exhale, open up the arms to a T towards the left side of your mat, so towards that left thigh. Keep that knee bent over the ankle. Power through that back leg. Stand tall here. Maybe you can look back towards the left fingertips. On your inhale, we're going to cartwheel open to a warrior two. So right heel dials down. Fingertips reach away from each other, externally rotating the hips towards the long side of the mat. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, maybe sink down a little deeper. On the inhale, lengthen that left leg, reach the hands up. Right toes come out. We're going to bend into that right knee. Left leg is going to lift for a skandasana. Again, you can bring the hands down to the mat or keep the hands at heart center. Take a few breaths here. We'll release the hands down and bring the hips over to the other side, skandasana on this side, that left leg. Maybe they feel a little looser than the first time. Means we're working something. And we'll frame that left foot. Come back into that low lunge position. Really working that ball and socket. Right hand plants, left hand reaches up. Slide that left hip back. From here, we'll take that wild thing. First, we'll send that right heel down, open up the left knee. Open up the body here. If you like a little more, left foot comes all the way behind that knee. Inhale, lift the hips, lift that left hand towards the top of the mat. On the exhale, come back to plank. We'll all stay right here and exhale all the way down to our bellies. And baby cobra here. We'll reach the hands back, maybe the toes in, and grab a hold of the big toe side of the foot. Inhale, lifting up here. Exhale, bring it down, plant the hands, come back to downward facing dog. We're gonna take each side, this time taking one breath, one movement. So I'd like you to flow on your own here. Inhale, lift that right leg high, open up the hip, right knee comes all the way to the right tricep and bring it in between the hands. Inhale, root down, reach up, hands can do whatever they feel here. On the exhale, twist towards the right side of the mat. Inhale to to open up to warrior two. On the exhale, lengthen that right foot and bring that left knee all the way down, Skandasana right here. On the inhale, come to the other side. Maybe you don't need the hands. We'll open up here. On the exhale, rotate over that right foot, slow lunge, right hand reaches up. And we'll come to that wild thing. Inhale as you lift the hips. Exhale as you come through plank. Option to take it through a chaturanga and an upward facing dog or baby cobra. Option to just press back, downward facing dog. Other side, left leg lifts, three-legged dog, open up the hip. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Bring it all the way through. Inhale, root down, reach up. Hands can move however they feel called. Exhale, twist towards that left quad. Inhale for warrior two. Exhale as you lengthen, bring the hips all the way to that right side. Inhale as you come to the other side, maybe no hands. Exhale, maybe you open up. And inhale, frame that left foot. Right hand plants, left hand reaches up. Left foot comes back, wild thing. Exhale, downward facing dog. So you can take it through or press the hips back. Bring the knees down, taking a child's pose here. Maybe say something that you're proud of. And trying something new, of committing to yourself. And we'll slowly roll up to seated, bring the knees together. One hand to heart, one hand to the belly. We're gonna take 3 rounds of breath right here. Inhale, expanding. Exhale, dissolving. Inhale, big expansive breath. Exhale, let it go. One more deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. We're gonna find the hips over to one side. Coming down to our mats just to close off our practice. Find our backs all the way down. Hugging those knees back into the chest. Rock left, rock right. We're gonna keep the right knee into the chest and the left sole of the foot down to the mat. And we're gonna open up that left knee out to the side. Heel toe that heel in towards the glute. Right hand reaches up and grabbing a hold of the toes of that left foot. If you can't reach them, that's okay. This is a deep quad stretch here, so take a moment here, just breathe. And we'll slowly draw that right knee over to the left side, let the right shoulder drop. This is a deep supine twist. Maybe right ear comes to the mat. And we'll inhale, reach that right knee into the chest. Switching sides, hug yourself in here. Say something that you're proud of. Right sole of the foot comes down to the mat. Send that right knee over to the right side. Heel toe that heel in towards the glutes. Left hand reaches up and down towards the toes. Open up that quad. You can stay here or take that left knee, send it over to the right side. Unravel the spine. Maybe left ear comes to the mat. Deep supine twist here, so take what feels good. And we'll inhale, send the knee into the chest. Right knee comes in, hug yourself in here. And we'll find our final posture back where we started. Feet come together. Maybe you find your hips a little more open here, your heart a little more open. Coming back to those big breaths, feeling proud of yourself. I invite you to stay down on your mats as long as you need. Taking a Shavasana, just letting your body settle down into your mats. If you are ready to move on from your practice, I thank you so much for joining me. It was fun to flow with you all. And if you have any questions, as always, please comment, DM me, let me know. And thank you so much. It's such an honor to be able to guide you through your practice. As always, the light and the love in me sees and feels and honors the light and love in each and every one of you. Namaste. If you'd like to see more videos, or if you have any requests for videos, let me know, send me a message, and be sure to press subscribe for more. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day or your evening, and I will see you soon.